the channel and welcome to another Cafe Thursday, where today we're going to make a Santiago specialty, Yaroa. But we're going to do it, of course, Puerto Rican style, because how else would I make it? So here are just some of the ingredients we're going to use: olive oil, bell pepper, onion, minced garlic, ground beef, 1 pound, sofrito, my homemade, sazon, my favorite, tomato sauce, and a plátano maduro. And you also want to have 1.5 pounds, which is 1 pound and 8 ounces of potatoes. So let's start. We're going to take and peel and cut our plátano maduros like we showed you on another video, and we're going to need a pan to boil them in. We're going to place those on the stove on high for about 15 to 20 minutes. I used 2 plátanos, so I did it for a total of 20 minutes. While those are cooking, we are going to start with our olive oil, about 1 tablespoon in the frying pan. We're going to add our pound of very lean, like I always say, nice and lean ground beef. We want to make sure we break that up because we're going to add all the goodness into this meat. So first, we're going to start with the stars of the show, our half of an onion, half of a large onion, and a half of a red bell pepper, both minced nicely. I love onions, like you guys know, and peppers. It just adds such good flavor to the meat. And you want the meat for the yarro to be really good, so we're going to add in my favorite, 3 cloves of minced garlic. We're going to also add in there our, here we go, homemade sofrito, which was 1/2 cup. And of course, as always, the star of any of Tina's dishes, sazon, con achote y culantro. We're going to put that in, and we are going to begin to just mix that really well. So we're not done yet. We still have that cup of tomato sauce, so let's get that in there. And we're going to mix that really, really well to get that to cook nice and evenly, because you want your ground beef to start cooking before we add in the plátanos. Typically this is made kind of as a I drank too much and now I'm hungry type meal. It's a fast food type meal that you would get at a lot of the fast food restaurants out here. Even though, trust me, it's not fast to make, but you know, they have it in great quantities, the meat already prepped and everything, so it's really easy to throw together. And I mean, who doesn't love French fries? Who doesn't love this meat mixture, which I've also seen it made with chicken? So it's your personal preference. So now we see that meat is cooking down really, really well. And we're going to keep it on low because now we've got to get these plátanos diced up. So here they are, nice and diced, and they are ready. Sweet, just the sweet and savory to this, I just love it. We're going to add in those diced small plátanos, and you want them to be bite-sized. You don't want them to be too big, because remember, you're just going to be eating this. It's an all-in-one dish. It's layered. It's the meat with the plátano is your bottom, your base. Then it's topped with fries. It's topped with whatever cheese you like. I personally like mozzarella because I think mozzarella pairs very well with the sweetness of the plantain and the taste of the meat. So we're going to let that cook down, and that is looking good. Let me tell you, this is when I need my smell-o-vision. It's got a nice little crust. Oh, it is delicious. We're going to set that aside. Now we're going to go on to seasoning the French fries, and this is my seasoned base. I use it for all of my fries, and as usual, you know, when you cut up your fries, they need to be nice and evenly cut. Look at the seasoned mix. Perfect, man. If that isn't sabrosito, that looks so good. We're going to take our fries, we're going to place them in, because what we want to do is we want to drizzle about, for 1.5 pounds, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, little by little through it, because we want to make sure that the coating of that delicious seasoning sticks to those fries. So we're going to put the oil in there, we're going to put the seasoning, we're going to toss it, and we're going to do little batches at a time, because we want that seasoning to really get on those fries. That's going to make them taste delicious. As usual, we're going to use our Ninja air fryer because we're going to make them in the air fryer to cut down on the grease and the fat and just, you know, the mess. So we're going to coat those, and this is what they look like when they've all been in there, nice and coated beautifully. So we're ready to warm up that Ninja, so let's get it going. You're going to turn your Ninja on. You of course want it on air crisp because we're using that air fryer mode. It goes to 390 degrees, and we'll set the timer for 20 minutes. We only need 10 minutes per batch, but it's going to do 2 batches. It's hot, it's ready, let's go. When we put it in, we want to make sure that we don't over layer. You need, again, the air to circulate around. That's why I said you could have put all of them in there. They would not have cooked and got as crisp as we wanted them, and you want the seasoning to stay on them. So you're gonna put them nice and even, flat, not all on top of each other, in the air fryer so they get that perfect crisp within 10 to 12 minutes. Some air fryers take 10, mine does. Some air fryers are gonna take you 12. So you'll know your air fryer by using it, how long you need to keep them in there, and by sight. Because when they're done, after that 10 minutes, you want to open that bad boy up, take a look at them, and they should look just like this. Nice and brown on both sides, all the seasoning intact on there because of that olive oil, so you didn't need any nonstick spray. So now it's time to assemble. We're going to use our dish that fits perfectly in our Ninja, and we're going to put a few heaping tablespoons of that meat because you want a nice base. Make sure you even that out. Nice and beautiful. Get a lot of that plátano and that meat mixture in there. Oh God, again, smell-o-vision. You want everything nice and hot when you're putting it into the air fryer. It smells delicioso. So now you got your meat in there with your plantains. We're gonna put on a nice layer of fries. And I made about enough for 4 people. Overmade, obviously, so it's just Eric and I, so we're gonna have leftovers for sure. And hey, I can always make more potatoes if Eric would like some more potatoes, and that's the beauty of this. But you've got plenty of meat. So now that you got layers of potato, I use sliced mozzarella because it's just easier to put on. You can use shredded mozzarella, no big deal if that's what you have. You just want to layer the mozzarella. And then we are going to do my mayo ketchup, which I made earlier, which is about 1/3 of mayonnaise, 2/3 ketchup, and I like to put a little garlic powder in there for seasoning. So now we got to warm this bad boy up, but we're going to use the bake because we just want to bake it, melt that cheese, get that goodness in there, and we're going to put it at 350 degrees like we would our oven. We don't need anything but about 4 or 5 minutes in there because that cheese is going to melt because, again, you're putting in warm meat and you're putting in warm fries. So 5 minutes should be good enough. When it's hot, we're going to pop that in. And to accompany this, Eric wanted a hot dog, and so I ordered from my favorite place, and you'll see that soon, Venezuela hot dogs and hamburgers. So here it is, the finished product. The mozz is nice and melted, and here's the hot dog that we ordered. This is a great meal, low cost, $12 to feed 4 people, so $3 per person, and you got to drink a Presidente when you're having a dog and some fries. So as always, thanks for joining us on Cafe Thursday. Thank you. Make sure to hit subscribe. Thank you to all our new viewers. Make sure to hit notifications. Always give this and all videos a thumbs up. All information is always underneath the videos. We will give a shout out to the Instagram for the hot dogs. Thank you to all our patrons. And as always, we will see you on the next video.